You can trace every sickness, every ailment, every disease to a mineral deficiency by Linus Pauling, Nobel laureate. Let's take a closer look at the power of fulvic minerals at a cellular level. Fulvic acid has a unique ability to attract and bind to vitamins, charged ions, minerals, and transport and deliver these nutrients through the cell membrane while carrying out of the cell waste, toxins, pesticides, and heavy metals. In order to understand what makes fulvic acid so potent for human health, let's look at how it's formed in nature. With the natural decomposition of organic matter, a nutrient-rich humus layer is formed. This rich organic layer continues to break down naturally with the help of microorganisms into the lightest, most stable compound called fulvic acid. This compound moves easily through cellular membranes, increasing nutrient delivery and cellular detoxification. After evaluating more than 60 locational sites, NuWTR derives its fulvic minerals from rich Canadian peat bogs in the Ottawa Valley. Our fulvic minerals are rigorously tested, Health Canada approved, and of the highest quality. NuWTR fulvic minerals provide a countless number of health benefits. To name a few, our fulvic minerals assist in the absorption of nutrients and discharge of waste, reduces oxidative stress, and regenerates cells, one of the most powerful electrolyte sources in existence, and increases oxygen up to 45%, containing 70+ trace minerals in a bioavailable form, boosts metabolism and balances hormones while supporting the immune and digestive systems. It also improves brain function, memory, and mood. Add NuWTR fulvic minerals directly into a glass of water or enjoy NuWTR fulvic minerals infused coffee. Are you getting the daily minerals that your body needs? NuWTR makes it simple to take your health and performance to the next level. So call back the person who wants to give you a lift in life and get your questions answered, or to jump in the fulvic mud with us.
Everybody, welcome. To those of you that were here last week, welcome back. To those new ones out here, welcome. It's going to be, it's not going to be an opportunity call type of thing today. We're jumping into the first phase of our compensation plan, which we're really excited to roll out, because these gentlemen have been working very hard to perfect it. We're going to be one of the first to market with a payment structure like this one, the beep and the fast start, fast 500. It's going to be some incredible stuff. So we're probably going to have about 3 different calls to promote 3 different sections of the payment plan. But right now, we're going to start off with the beep and the fast start, I believe. I'm going to pass you guys all on to Brian Smith. He's one of the first that started with the beep beep beep. He's excited, I'm sure, to start. And John's going to be after that. Brian, thank you very much, and welcome.
Hey, thank you very much, Carlo, and I'd like to welcome everybody to the call tonight here and thank you for your participation in this great project that's unfolding before us. I'd like to just kind of illustrate where we're at. You know, we are in pre-launch. Now, if you got to understand in this industry what that means. I mean, we are ahead of the pack that's coming. So at this point in time, it'll be very selective of who we involve, because, you know, we are behind the scenes. We're developing, working on projects. We're formatting. We're doing all of the essential things that are necessary to get this thing up. So when we do launch it, it'll be successful. We won't have as many glitches as possible. So there's a situation that you can actually get started too quickly. You can get enrolled and want to just take off. But please, at this point, let's all work with each other and cooperate with this process that we're going through, because there's a lot of work to do. But we are really excited. We're very excited about what we're doing, what we're seeing. And, you know, I've been in this industry 40 some years, and I have been very successful in this industry. I think in the back here you can see some awards and whatnot. Over here I've got a wall full of plaques and awards. I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just saying that because this industry works. I love this industry. It's an opportunity for us to get out there, for the average person to jump into something here to improve the quality of his life with all he has to bring to the table is his ambition, his desire, and his willingness to do the work, and the system works. I guarantee you. I mean, it's amazing, and it works in so many ways. There's so many rewards here, just beyond the financial reward. But you know, I have to tell you, a little bit how I got started here with these guys, because it's just we just recently hooked up. We just kind of met each other, and at the time that I was approached by Mark and Carlo, I was actually being interviewed by another company to be their master distributor. And so I didn't, the conversation didn't start to sink in quite as quickly as I would have. I would have jumped at the opportunity had I not been sort of distracted. And during that time, another company called me. So I started to talk to these guys, and I started to talk to Mark, and I started to understand who they were and what they wanted to accomplish, what they wanted to bring to the industry. And I told Mark when I talked to him first, I said, Mark, what I want to do is to bring something different to the industry. I want to bring something that's going to impact the distributor. I've got these ideas. I've got these big things, and he said, that's kind of cute. And we talked more, and I says, I want to make my own compensation plan. And Mark said, yes. And I kept talking. I said, well, I want to, bring this, all these little elements into it. And he says, I already said yes. And the reason that took me by surprise is I've talked to CEOs before, and nobody, it's a battle. And I just couldn't believe that I had a man that was a CEO in this leadership position to say, hey, yeah, Brian, let's do it. Let's go for it. Let's make it happen. And so when then I tried the product. And I'll tell you what, folks, the product stands alone. And when I understood where it came from and where the ingredients and how they mine down 40-some feet and 60,000-year-old bed of minerals, man, I said, hey, man, this has got a great story. And, network marketing, if it carries a great story, that's all what you need to do. Stories sell. Facts tell, but you got a good story. So we started to think about the story. And then it sunk in, this could really happen. And that particular point in time, a good friend of mine came to mind, John Altshuler, and he's on the call tonight. Because I knew that we had so much potential here. And I told Mark, I want to design a plan that's going to have enough juice in the orange that you can support 2 master distributors. And he says, go for it. And at that particular time, I says, all right, I got just the guy for us. And so I called my friend and associate, John Altshuler. John and I go back a few years. We have worked on different projects together. We worked on advisory boards, and we've had some great successes. And I know John is a man of impeccable integrity and a man who has whose attention to detail and accountability and sets a high standard. He raises the bar extremely high, and you're going to see an example of that on the call tonight. John and I have been collaborating here, working on different projects throughout the last couple of weeks, in particular, get this presentation up to date for you. So, I'm thrilled that John picked up the phone when I called. I introduced him. We all hit it off. And folks, we've got a great team, a team of people committed to giving back, to helping the industry. We are creating a company that listens to the distributor. And there's some we've already talked to a few folks out there, and there's some of them on the call. I'm not going to say names for the respect the privacy, but they'll see some of the things that they suggested manifesting in this compensation plan. So I just want to thank all of you folks for being on the call. I think we're in for a great possibility here of for people to realize all their hopes, their dreams, to help many people. Work with a team of folks that are open-minded, willing to just devote their energies back to making a superb difference. And this is going to be a company that people will make an impact on the industry. So John has been in he owned a mortgage company for many years. He's very successful in the industry of network marketing. His organizational skills and his presentation skills, second to none. We're excited to have him on board with us as to round out our executive team. And with that, John Allshiver, take over.
Hey, man, thank you, Brian. Appreciate it so much. I'm just going to hold up the big mirror and reflect all those dittos back to the rest of the executive team. Absolutely phenomenal. So with that in mind, we got some great information to cover tonight. And Mark, if you want to hit a global mute and then come back and unmute me, that would be great. That would clean up anything that might possibly get in our way. Perfect. Thank you so much. All right. So, Brian, I love how I just kind of finished that off with the possibility. It's a possibility. I thought immediately as you said that, what's the difference between the possibility and a reality? And the difference between possibility and reality is you. It's each one of you. It's me. It's Brian. It's Mark. It's Carlo. And we have something really special in front of us here. We have a great product with owners that really care about what they're doing and how they're navigating this space of direct sales. And it's not just about how they're navigating that particular space, because that's why they brought Brian and I to the table here, is to help partner with them on that part of the journey. But their mission in terms of what they're trying to do for humanity and how they're trying to help people out, hold people up, improve the quality of people's lives is awesome. That's why I'm here. It doesn't matter how good something is business-wise. If I can't get that little piece met, it's usually a handshake and have a good day. So with that being said, we are having some background noise, Mark, and I don't know if that's you, but you might want to try the mute.
I'll mute again.
Excellent.
Everybody's muted.
All right. So with that being said, let's kind of get on to the journey at hand here today. And we're going to be talking about the compensation plan. But, I love to tell people that the compensation plan it's kind of Greek at first for everybody. It's not something that makes sense on the first view. So we're breaking it down into some subparts here. We're going to talk about the first part of the plan, what I call the Fast 500, and that is how can you get your business to $500 a month and then moving beyond that. We have to have a target that's, a little bit out so we can say, hey, we've had some success, but something that's an early reward that we can acknowledge and say we're doing the right thing, we're taking the right steps. And, it all starts with the decision. So I've made my decision, and I know you're on the phone tonight because you probably likely have made a decision for yourself as well. And that's where all great things start to happen, is once a decision has been made. A cute little cartoon that Brian sent over to me today. Remember, right or wrong, be decisive. The road of life is paved with too many flat squirrels that couldn't make a decision. So let's not be a flat squirrel, but let's make that decision and move forward with some confidence here. So we want to welcome you to really the NuWTR plan, which has really been an evolution, and a very exciting evolution at that, because every time you think you've got something perfectly dialed in, you go, well, what if we made it just a little bit more user-friendly? What if we just opened the door a little bit broader to some of these other ways of doing business within this construct that can benefit people, not only that are experienced, that bring a vast amount of knowledge and wisdom and success in terms of what they've done in the industry into this company, but to bring people that are going, that's an interesting concept. I've heard from other people that it really just doesn't work. Oh, it's network marketing, or, oh, it's affiliate marketing, or, it's my own business. There's a very high percentage of people in the world that want to be in business for themselves, but there's a big part of that percentage that just would never do it, because of the complexity, because of the cost, because of, what they have to do to be accountable ultimately to themselves. And so we want to partner with you in the launch of your business. And so the question then comes up, How will you launch your business? How will you get your business started? There are different types of people. We all bring different skill sets. We have people that really like to relationship. We have people that love to go out and sell. We have people that want to connect just with customers. We have super influencers that are a part of the equation. We have old school network marketers that want to go do belly to belly, toe to toe. And the system here supports all of those types of engagements. And so as you look at this decision tree, you can see that there are different ways to participate with us, whether you are an influencer or somebody who's going after customer acquisition because that's what you're comfortable with, or you're looking at this going, I want to be an independent business development specialist. I want to go out and find people who are looking for an opportunity, and I want to plug them into a system that works. So no matter which direction you go here, you get the opportunity to find your way in this upward trajectory, this upward path for great success. And you'll notice the roads aren't always straight, are they? They can feel like a highway, but sometimes you take your twists and turns as you go through this process of building a business. And so we know that if we stay on that road, even with the curves, eventually we're going to unify these roads, these paths, and we're going to make something really cool happen. So we found this image today and we're like, oh my gosh, this like totally says it all. And it does to me. So with that in mind, the NuWTR Fast 500, we're going to talk about the elements of the BEEP campaign or the BEEP promotion. It's not a promotion, it's a part of our plan that's going to exist forevermore. The customer acquisition side of our business, the team building side of our business, and then the generational part of the plan. Because for those of you who are aware of compensation plans, there are binary plans, there are unilevel plans, there are matrices, there's a lot of different types of plans, and largely because there's a lot of creative people out there that are trying to figure out a new way to make this work. And so when Brian and Mark and Carlo and myself and we sat down, we started talking about compensation plans and continuing to, you know, kind of unfold this process. It was about how can we do something a little bit different? How can we create a message that will be resonant? How can we create something where people can get into profit?
You can't miss it?
Try it.
The thing about, let me see if I can mute you there. If you can self-mute, that would be awesome because I don't have the controls. So Mark, I hope you'll take care. Thank you. Except you can't mute me or it won't go very far. So when we think about this BEEP being a break-even point in your business. So the acronym, which I think David Bass, you're responsible for kind of waking us up with this, we had break-even entry promotion, and the break-even earn profit is a better representation because once you break even, you are now positioned for profit. And so how can we take that brand new business owner and put that and get them to a point of breaking even and moving into profit quickly? You know, I think I shared some stats last week about just some of the length of time the different types of businesses go through to get to that point where they're just breaking even, let alone starting to earn profit. Okay, so we're going to go into the BEEP a little bit more. We're going to hit the customer, the team building, and the generational bonuses. And we're just going to focus on kind of this upper crust here tonight. And we'll be, of course, having an opportunity to dive down each week. We're going to bring a little bit more in depth. So the industry first here, this is kind of a little caricature here that some of you may recognize. Excuse me. The concept of the Roadrunner here, beep, beep. And the idea being that we want to remove the obstacles of getting to profit. We want to get you there quickly. We want to remove the obstacles. We want to say, beep, beep, please part, please move out of the way. I'm coming through and I'm going to make my business super successful. So getting to profit is not a 2 to 3 year process. It can be a 2 to 3 day process. So many people who work in network marketing, you know, breaking even is great, but the people who just break even and really don't maybe do any more than that, they just kind of end up being product users. And that's okay. We love the consumer and the product users. We are here for that group of people as well. But the BEEP program is going to help you move into profit. And it only takes a couple of members to join your business and you have broken even. And so let's get into that because you can be in profit and we want to help guide you there. So the concept here of how the beeping works is really about changing a little bit of the conversation that you have with people. And so, Brian, I'm going to bring you on here to talk a little bit about the beep, because I know it's part how you see this is it kind of changes everything from that initial, you had me at hello. Go ahead, Brian.
There you go. Okay, I'm unmuted. And in this industry, the most important aspect of developing your business is to make that initial contact, that initial introduction to what you're doing. And what we're finding is that becomes for some people the most difficult thing. We have an industry full of what I call secret agents. They're in a company, but they never open their mouth. They never say anything to anybody for whatever reasons, and that can be a myriad of things that are holding people back. But I wanted to bridge that gap. I wanted to make it possible for people in the industry start the conversation, because when you're having a conversation with someone, and oftentimes if they feel that maybe you've been in the industry, maybe you haven't. Particularly if you have, you're going to get some resistance from people, and they're going to shut down before you even get started. Because in a minute they sense that you're going to start talking about something and industry-oriented, opportunity-wise, the veil comes down, and it's kind of a psychic veil, but you can feel it. And so what we have here is an opportunity to open up a conversation and say, hey, guess what? You can see this gentleman here. He's holding a little check, it looks like. And he's talking to his person. He says, hey, guess what? I beeped, man. And she goes, what's a beep? And that opens, what you've done is you've opened the door now from you being a person that is telling somebody to them asking for information. Now the channel is open for you to say, well, you know what? I was involved in this little opportunity here, and I just had very rapidly moved into a profit, and it's called break even earn profit. And I've never done that before. And she goes, wow, maybe I could do that too. How can I do that? Now that's when you get people involved and invite them to the calls, and you have more opportunity here to share the opportunity. So that's the beep in a nutshell.
Fantastic. I think that it does create a new conversation. I think if someone's got their iPad out and they're talking about their business, and it is kind of a cute thing to say I beeped, and someone said, well, what does that mean? And so it does open up a very interesting conversation. And the idea that you can start a business and become profitable so quickly, that's worthy. It's worthy of a discussion. It's worthy of a talk. So as we look at our strengths as a company, it's a very innovative plan. Everybody can get into profit. I truly, truly believe that. And you'll see that here as we go through these next steps. We are designed by this company. The company is come together to improve the quality of life and financial abundance for the people on the planet. And we're going to introduce you to one of the things that I believe is one of our big differentiators in the market is the price. The price is the price is the price. And I'm going to explain it to you this way, that when it comes to pricing, it's an interesting thing. There's a lot of things that are done in the name of marketing and advertising. There's a retail price, there's a wholesale price. Oftentimes organizations will pump up a retail price so that they can give a steeper discount. It's a smoke and mirror kind of a thing. We want to get away from that. We want a new model in pricing. We call it the price. And so do we have a retail and wholesale? No, we just have the price. So there's no retail or wholesale games. We don't raise the price to give the deeper discounts. Example, when we have a product package that is $115, it's a 60 count of the coffee pot or a 60 count of the mineral stick. It's $115 for everyone, anytime, customer or business partner. Now, do you have the opportunity to get a little bit better price than that? Yes, and I'll explain how. And that's by taking advantage of the loyalty program. We have two different types of loyalty programs. One is for the customer, one is for the brand partner. One is called CMOS, Customer Monthly Autosave, and MOS for the brand partner, which is Monthly Autosave for business partners. Now, I think it's interesting to talk about this very, very, very quickly. Is somebody will say, well, why are you giving everybody the same price? Well, in the industry today, it's not the same as it was when Brian and I started in this industry.
You know, number one, we didn't have the internet. It wasn't nearly the same level. The competition was very different. But through the internet, through being able to go price stuff in every way you can imagine, it really becomes price. It's all about the price. What's the cheapest price? You know, I could buy it online here, I could buy it there. Where do I go? So we wanted to remove all of that complication, but we also wanted to be compliant because the industry has regulators. And when they have these big differentials or they treat the distributor so differently than they treat a customer, it drives a certain behavior which can become compliance problematic, can become a compliance problem, okay? So what we're doing is we're basically saying everybody gets the same price. The difference between a customer and a brand partner is that we've opened up the floodgates to be able to earn money by referring a customer to shop with us and get the best price. So what's the price? It's the real price. It's $115 for that 60-pack, okay? And the difference in terms of getting that savings, if you add the little phrase, first 15 after CMOS or MOS, you position yourself for another discount. It's around 5%, okay? So it's about $5-ish. And so what happens is it takes that 115 down to 110. You get that little benefit. You're buying your product in the first 15 days of the month. And by the way, if you're a business builder on this call, you're going to love that because you're going to see more of your business happening in that first 15 days of the month. So you're going to do better at just knowing where your business is and what you want to accomplish by the end of that month so you can hit your business goals. And so when we call it the price, we're referring to not a retail, not a wholesale, we're referring to the price. Okay, and I think that's going to be a very resonant message and give you an opportunity to have very candid conversation with people that you're talking to about our product or about our business. So let's talk about direct commissions for a moment. You know, it all starts off with the power couple. If you're just one, then you can be a couple all by yourself. But either way, it starts off with you at the top of your business. And as we go out and we start to share this product, there are two different paths, as we said at the very beginning. There's a customer influencer type of a path, and there is a leveraged business building opportunity as well. And those are different paths, but we're all sharing the product. We're sharing what we're excited about in terms of product. And so as we share this product with people, they're going to want to consume the product. They're going to want to try the product. They're going to become customers. These are the people that are interacting with the website. They're shopping for the product. They're getting it at a great price. Some of these people maybe are buying any time in the month. Some of these people are on CMOS, which means they have an auto save, which they're getting a monthly shipment automatically. Okay, and so that keeps it very easy for everybody, but everybody in the equation feels honored. Okay, everybody in the equation is purchasing product. So brand partners receive 20% of the net invoice on all customers. Okay, so if I have a customer, and we're gonna look at this as a $115 order. Okay, so every time they order $115 for the product, your commission is $23 because that's 20% of $115. Okay, and you can do it as many times a day as you would like. Oh, and by the way, there's volume associated with that. So that's going to play into some of the other compensation elements. But from a very simple customer design standpoint, 20% of the net invoice. Now, that doesn't mean points. That means dollars. That's what net invoice is referring to. Because you'll see in the compensation plan, as we have to work with volumes and do some other very complicated calculations, that is based on a volume number, not a dollar number. So there are parts of our plan that pay into this dollar equation, and this is one of them. So if you have somebody that says, you know, I really like the idea of the business, but you know, I just don't know about this whole building downlines, but oh my gosh, I know a ton of people who would love this product. Fantastic. Just come on in, get qualified to go out and get customers, go get customers and get paid. It's as simple as that. You don't have to match your sides in a binary or do anything super huge. You have 100% total control over your destiny to go out and make money, gathering customers, serving them with our phenomenal product. Okay, so early income, customer income, it's awesome. So as we look at this right here, the thing I want you to kind of capture is that I want you to think about a brick building. It starts with laying the first brick. You build the foundation, which is what Mark and Carlo and Brian and myself have been working on, is building a nice foundation, setting the footers deep. Now we have the foundation set, and now we have to design the brick. Well, what's the brick? The brick is what builds the structure, and it starts off by, I think, us each having a few customers. We have a few customers that we're sharing the product with. We're going to probably find some people that would like to get involved with us, gather their own few customers, because they're already buying the product anyway, and if they like it, they might want to go refer it to some people. So the idea here is if you had 10 customers who were each spending $115 a month, and I know you've already done the math, 23 times 10 is $230 a month, plus other volume and other potential benefits of the compensation plan. So I want you to think about this as the first step of the brick of the building that you want to build. The magic is in the duplication. So if we take that brick, we're going to use that to actually build out an organization. So as we look at building out an organization, it starts with us. We get in the business, we buy maybe a $115 package, and we start to do some sharing. We're sharing with customers. We're finding a few people through that customer conversation and say, you know, that's pretty cool. I like it. The company's pretty cool. I think I could go out and share this myself. So you start by duplicating yourself. That's the first step. You find a business partner. They find a few customers. Well, guess what? In our compensation plan, remember that concept of the BEEP, the break even and earn profit? Well, you're now halfway to your first BEEP. You're halfway to beeping. So if they bought a $115 package, well, guess what? We're paying out 50% of the net invoice cost of that package back to you. Unheard of, okay? This is amazing. So this is how you're going to break even so quickly in your business. You came in at $115. You brought one person in who bought a $115 package. You just received $57.50, okay? Wow. And now you do, well, let's do that one more time. We get a $150 package, another $57.50. What happened? You just beeped. Okay, that's a beep. When you come in, you get one person in that got that same package, the second person in that got the same package, and now you beep, you've now broken even, and now you are positioned to earn profit. Okay, so the beep, the 115, you broke even, you're now ready to earn profit, and now what are we going to do? We are going to take some ownership. We're going to look at that first two people that we brought in, and we're going to look at those as our primary business partners. We're going to work hand in hand, lock armed with our primary business partners, and we're going to help them go out and find their primary business partners, our secondary business partners, okay? And we're going to work as a team, and we're going to mentor and lead as a team, and we're going to build the organization that way. So if you understand this right here, this is really what the complete brick looks like. The complete brick looks like the people that you have beeped and the people that they brought in have beeped. And now you've set up, kind of put on rails, this beeping process, which it now creates the duplication and drives a bigger organization. So what does it come down to? It's about you doing and then teaching what you've done. You do, and then you teach what you've done. So we don't want to get into the habit of teaching what we haven't done. We want to teach what we do, okay? Because this is an action on the playing field type of an engagement. So when these people obviously get their first two, they've beeped. Now you see the rest of the story. I forgot to hit that last button to show those next two beeps. But now the cycle is complete. Now the cycle is complete. Yeah, everybody has broken even. And that's what we want to do. We want to show everybody how they can break even. So as we go from this process, understanding there are other bonuses that are kind of flowing into all of this, binary checks and generational checks, and you know, the percentages vary, and you're going to learn all those things as we go on how we get paid out. So as we move from getting the beeps going, we're going to move into what we call a bi-level balance. This is another very new feature in the compensation plan, because what we traditionally see in a binary type of plan, binary meaning two legs, okay? Everybody has two legs. Everybody has two organizational distribution lines that they're working on growing, okay? But as you'll find, as you'll see, that you can actually receive business support from your upline, there are people that are coming in underneath you that are not there because of you. And I'm going to come back to that in just a second. But when you're enrolling people, even though we are a two-legged organization, we still have a unilevel component. And that means that the people you sponsored in this example, the orange circled gentlemen, are people that you've sponsored, and the green circled gals in this particular image are people that the orange circles have sponsored. Okay, so that's your first generation, is that very first line. The green down on the bottom is their first generation, which is your second generation. Okay, so we're going to move into this is part of kind of our fast start program here. But in this part of the compensation plan, there is no requirement for balancing. In a binary, what you'll see traditionally is the left side needs to have a certain equation across to the right side, and then based on that formula being met, money gets issued, commissions get issued. In this particular type of bonus, it does not require that. Okay, the beep is just your first two people, and then they start beeping, and you're building the progression of your organization. In this part of the plan, you sponsor somebody, you help them get started, they sponsor some people, get started, and that builds down generations. Okay, so it's like grandparent to mother to child and so forth and so on. That's exactly how you should be thinking about it. So 5% of the total generational volume, every time someone orders after that first 60-day period, goes into this 7-generation deep program. And so what that means is 5% of the volume. So if the volume is 1,000, you're getting 5% of that. Okay, so that's $50. And so you can see so this is just another way that you get paid on top of these other established ways of getting paid, which is very, very exciting. And so what we want to do is we want to build you up to $500 of residual income, which means you're earning that money not based on new people coming in, but building a little base or a little organization of customers that continue to take the product, and you have a recurring or residual income ongoing. So NuWTR is designed to support others. This is really kind of an important part. Now we're looking at the organization as a binary, as two legs, two sides, a left team and a right team. Now, even though in this previous slide here, it shows people with unlimited numbers across your front line and unlimited numbers across your second line, that's true. And certain parts of our plan pay out in this structure. But some of the other really exciting part of what we do is designed this way in these two teams. Because as we bring people in, we get something called love from above. And we like that concept is that we get to share love. Because if I sponsor somebody and you're down this line and I put a new person in the business, they come to the bottom of this line. They don't just benefit me, they benefit everybody from that person all the way up. So imagine the gentleman on the left-hand side of your screen at the very bottom. I just sponsored him. All those other people, maybe I've sponsored some of those, maybe I haven't. But this person at the bottom, their work, what they do in business, what they do in enrollments, what they do in sales, benefits everybody above them. Everybody above them. So it's a real teaming kind of a concept. There are multiple rewards that we're not going to cover all of that tonight, but the team building part is very significant. And it's going to pay a percentage, and you'll see this in our compensation written plan, that it's going to pay a percentage of the lesser volume, or what we call pay leg volume in the binary. And so really, what does it take? Finding a powerful person on the left team of your business, getting a powerful person on the right team of your business, and Katie bar the door, because it's amazing what can happen in this type of a compensation plan. Bottom line is, you are still the reason for the season here. Okay, so it's about what you do and what you teach others to do that is so critically important. The 5-generation fast start accelerator is a really exciting part of the plan as well. And so I'm bringing this image back up because this part of the plan actually pays in to both sides of our business. It pays into this generational side and it pays into the binary side. So it does build volume for you and all those other team members that I just talked about. But this 5-generation fast start is really amazing. So it has to do with what goes on in the first 60 days and then what the behavior is kind of following on from there. So if you fast start means ending well, as I like to say. So balancing is not required for this. So this isn't I have to have so much volume in each leg in order for this to happen. You just have to be qualified in the binary. And why I use that word qualified, let's define what that means. That means somebody has joined your business, that they have purchased 80 points worth of product in that calendar month in which they're qualifying, and they have one active person that did the same on the left and one active person that they enrolled on the right. They've done that exact same thing. That is a qualified person, okay? So in this particular bonus, there's no balancing required other than just that qualifier that I just mentioned, and you get to earn 5 to 20% of the new orders of that person on your team for the first 60 days, okay? That's an extra over what goes in the binary of 5 to 20%. So what it's doing, it's compressing the money payout into this early period to help people get a lift off financially in their business. And like I said at the beginning, you know, if I'm speaking Greek and you don't speak Greek, don't worry about it. Because if you do the steps that are required here, it will literally take care of itself. So if you walked away from this and said, I think what John said was, I need to take the product and talk to people about taking the product, and then some people will come out of that, that's good enough. Okay, mission accomplished if that's what you leave here with tonight. So 5 to 20%. Well, what is 5 to 20% of what? Okay, well, 5 to 20% of the dollars of that sale, okay, of that enrollment, okay, of that order that somebody made. So we take 50% of the dollars of the order and we pay it out to 5 generations dynamically compressed. Now, if dynamically compressed goes, well, what does filling up my tire have to do with it? Is it not? I'm talking about compression as it is defined in our industry means that there's no breakage in this that goes to the company. It pays out to people, period. And that's something that we'll talk about at a later stage of our compensation training. But it's going to take that. So in other words, let's bring it back to that $57.50. Because remember, when you beeped, you took 50% of that $115 and you got it, right? So now, and during this phase of it, we take 50%, that same $57.50, but we spread it out over 5 generations so everybody gets to collectively enjoy that fast start acceleration as you grow your business. It is amazing how it performs. You will find that you'll be making money faster than probably, if you've been in the industry, than most companies that you've probably ever been in. So you'll notice in the bottom here, it shows generation 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. These are the percentages of that, how it gets paid, okay? So you take that 50 set, so anyway, there are the percentages, and you can do the math, but we'll be going more into that as we continue to explore our compensation plan. So the 5-generation Fast Start Accelerator. So here's a little bit of idea how some of this might look. So if you're building an organization, and you start off by getting 2 people, and they want to beat just like you did. So what do? They each go get 2 people. Now you have 4 on the second level of your binary tree, okay? Those 4 people go, well, John beeped and Connie beeped. I want to beep too. So what do? They go get 2 people. And so do you see that progression? 2 to 4 to 8 to 16, 32, 62. 62 is not obviously double 32. 62 represents the total number of people in your organization in 5 progressions. The first one is 2, the next one is 4, then 8, 16, and 32. That's 5 progressions of duplication. So let's say that each one of those persons is just doing the very minimum of 80 points a month. So the total volume you're going to create on we're just going to look at line 2 here, the very first line. 2 people at 80 is 160, but we pay out on the pay leg volume, which is a very traditional model. And so we take, in this case, it's perfectly even, right? So we're not talking about a bunch of different scenarios. We can only give you perfect geometric progression. Otherwise, it's a very difficult algorithm. So what we're going to look at here, since it's even, we're going to take half of that, and we're going to call that your pay leg, and we're going to take a percentage of that. In this particular dynamic, this person would be a director, okay, because of the volume connected to this here. So a director gets paid 11% of the pay volume leg. So 11% of $80 is $880. Okay, so hopefully you see where the math is coming from. So you can see the progression, and you can see the steps here. The 4, then times 80 is 320. 160 is the pay leg side. So on that particular level of your tree or organization, you get 1760. So you can add those up. In the binary, the bonus that you would earn is $272.80. That's for the month in this very small, limited organization. And this does not include any customers. Okay, this is just members that are buying a very small amount of the product and doing it on a consistent basis. So 272.80 is the binary. The buy balance is going to pay you 5% of that as well, but not just of the 2480. It's going to pay you 5% of the 4960 because that's the total volume, both sides. It doesn't require any balancing. And it takes all the numbers into consideration. So when we talk about the Fast 500, what we're talking about isn't the money that you can earn getting your way up to a stable $500 income, because there's rank advancement promotions we didn't talk about here. You know, several $100s there. There's other people coming in that spins off a Fast Start bonus to you and so forth. So there's other things that are happening. But what I wanted to do tonight was to set up an expectation for you that you can get to a solid residual of $500 or more by following these simple steps. Okay? So just the numbers, please. That's what we've got here. This is recurring income. We call it residual income. You can call it beach income. You can call it, I don't have to get out of bed and go drive on the highway income. You can call it whatever you want. Okay? So the full story, there's a compensation PDF that is in print for you here, and we're making the final touches on this. And I think, as I may have said last week, that, you know, until everything is finalized, until we launch, we get out a pre-launch, you know, we're making sure all of our numbers are just perfect. We know that we've got some major initiatives happening on the website, on the back office, on the marketing materials, the shipping logistics company. Everything is cranking. We are super, super excited. We're super glad you're here. This is an early adopter time. And I got to tell you, being a pioneer myself, I've taken a few arrows, boy. But I'll tell you, when I get to the settler village, it's going to be awesome. So this information is there, but just keep in mind that we are making some final edits. But the core of this is just absolutely solid. So keeping in mind that the way we're going to be moving commissions and things around are going to be flowing into your back office. You're going to have an e-wallet. You'll be able to take care of that any way that you like and get that money right into your bank account. So we're making things easy, seamless, painless, all those things. And so I just want to give you all a high five for showing up here tonight. And we're gonna build the heck out of this. And I know that a lot of us aren't bringing new people into this call at this point because we're just kind of getting our own mojo on. So I really want to seriously give you a high five. I guess I could have put a knuckle bump because that seems to be more popular these days. But I want to give you a high five for just showing up and being willing to pioneer with us, because there's some great rewards that are coming your way.